So my name is Stephen Vinnick. I am with Stein, Sperling, Bennett, DeJong, and Driscoll. I do primarily personal injury and medical malpractice and criminal defense. And today I'd like to talk to you about traumatic brain injuries. Traumatic brain injuries are becoming much more, if prevalent's not the word, they're at least becoming much more recognized much more frequently. And it's an important thing to make sure that you understand exactly what a traumatic brain injury is and how it can affect you. So a traumatic brain injury is really any type of an injury that affects your ability in terms of your functioning. And I'm not talking about your physical functioning, I'm talking about your mental capacity and your mental functioning. It could be everything from being sleepy, or it could also be having headaches. It could be anything including having to have people explain things to you frequently or multiple times. It could also be forgetfulness, where you're just not remembering everything that you should be able to remember. And it just comes into a variety of flavors. And one of the things that I always tell people is, if you do think that you have a traumatic brain injury, or you think that a loved one suffered a traumatic brain injury, by all means, you want to have that person tested immediately. And by that, I mean go to either a neurologist or go to the hospital, especially if it's an injury that just occurred, and have the person examined. You should ask that the physicians or the healthcare providers of the hospital do a CT scan. And what they're looking for with the CT scan is to make sure that there's no bleeding in the brain. If there's a bleed in the brain, then there's a significant issue, because at that point they'll have to do some type of procedure or surgery in which they don't want the pressure on the brain to cause any additional problems. So it's very important to make sure that you follow up with your healthcare providers if you think that you have had a traumatic brain injury, or somebody else, one of your loved ones or a friend, has a traumatic brain injury.